In today's video, we are at Salvage to Savage, and we are going to be going for a tour, so let's get started. Alright guys, welcome back to today's video. So we are at Salvage to Savage. We're gonna go see these guys over here. They got a ton of cool builds. So we're out front. We're over here in Boca Raton, Florida. Let's go check it out. Okay, so here's kind of the entrance here. And once you come in here, they got a few builds here, customers builds and stuff like that. This is what they call their clean room. And then on the other side of these doors is where all the fun happens and where they got all the builds going on. Who did I find?
Yeah, I'm Andrew.
We got Andrew. You've probably seen him on his channel. I know I've seen him a bunch on there. What's your role here?
So I'm the lead technician here. So I do all assembly, building, wiring, plumbing, installation, disassembly, you know, all that kind of fun stuff.
All sorts of stuff.
Everything except for the welding, basically.
Gotcha. We might get into the welding and who's doing that in just a second, but he's gonna take us for a little tour, show us what builds they have, what they got going on, and we'll see what we can find.
Yeah, come on in, check it out, man.
So what are we looking at first?
Do you want to start in the front? We'll start in the back. We'll start back since we're back here in the shop already.
Let's go.
So this truck here is, I believe it's a 79 K1500, so it's a full drive, square body. I think it has a small block 350, and I think it has a turbo 350 transmission. And this one is going to be getting a 6-liter and a 4L80 transmission. So a little bit of a upgrade from the stock engine package.
You guys haven't touched it yet, right? This is just a running, driving truck that somebody brought in.
This is the way it came into us. The customer's already done the wheels and tires, some other minor upgrades since he's had it. I think he did something, rebuilt the rear axle, some brakes, and some touch-up stuff on the interior.
Right on.
So we're going to be doing the powertrain and probably some digital gauges, I believe, is what we're going to be doing with it.
So same ride height, same wheel setup and all that, just more power and...
Yeah, I don't think, at the moment, I think nothing's going to change on the outside. It may be down the road, but I know that for us, our plans, all powertrain.
Right on. So that's going to be... You guys haven't announced this one yet, have you?
Not yet.
Uh-oh.
Very soon. Well, actually, we have probably talked about it, and there may have been pictures and stuff in our stories, but I'm not 100% sure if the official drop is happening.
All right, so you guys might be getting a little sneak peek here if you guys haven't caught on to the little cues they've been
the
dropping.
Engine for it's over there. We started, it's actually a salvage engine, so we got it disassembled and kind of going through it, seeing what kind of maintenance it needs. But we're going to do some upgrades as well. Nice
Any power adders or naturally aspirated?
So we keep it naturally aspirated, but we're going to do a camshaft, long tube headers, fuel injection.
Right on.
Those are all upgrades already.
I have a guess what they might be adding there. I don't know. Maybe not, but. And then you guys have probably seen this one. This is probably. Do you want to talk about this one next?
The flagship.
The flagship. Yeah, this is the one that I don't want to speak for you guys, but I think put you guys on the map, right?
Yeah, it sure has. I mean, that was kind of the one in the beginning, but this one has taken over. Ching was originally our flagship build, but now we have the S2 Esla.
Yeah.
As everybody's seen it from SEMA this year at 2021. Yeah, so what is it, 86 Chevy C10 square body with 2 Tesla large drive units. No, this.
Oh, understand. Yeah. No, I saw under the hood. This thing looks wild. So, like you mentioned, they got the motor in the front here, and then in the rear. Have you guys talked about, you know, the management right now, and, you know, 1 motor versus 2 motors? And
so what we're doing, so front unit, a lot of the Teslas that have front motor and a rear motor. So what's special about this front and rear motor, these are both rear large drive units. So it's a rear motor that's put in the front and the rear.
So it should be technically more power.
Right. So normally there's like a smaller motor in most of the cars that you see. They'll have the dual motor tag on them. They run a smaller size motor in the front. So that's where the big, you know, to do about it is, you know.
Okay.
It's basically like the 2 big blocks, you know.
Putting them both in.
Yeah. So.
Well, I know that, I guess, as far as, like, I don't want to call it engine management. I don't know what the electronic version of engine management's called. Is there a special name for it?
Really?
Electronics?
Like
electronic management?
Motor management?
Because I know when I was talking to Mikey, he was saying that you guys were only kind of running 1 motor, and now you should have 2 motors?
They are both working. So we just recently, since we've been back from SEMA, we had a failure with the inverter here. So that's what changes the 3-phase into the high voltage. So it failed and it wasn't working at all. We were getting no response from it. So we got a new one, replaced it when we came back from Las Vegas, and it's fully functional now.
Okay.
We still haven't done tons of road testing because we're still trying to figure out all our suspension package. We don't have the right spring rates in it, and the car just doesn't ride good. So as soon as we get all that figured out, which actually today we put the truck on scales and we finally weighed it, and it's not that heavy, not as heavy as we thought it was going to be.
No.
So that's good.
Well, I'm curious because I know you guys have done a bunch of ride-alongs with different people that were kind of just blown away with the performance of it. But talking to the old school guys, like how much power are we talking the difference from running 1 motor to 2, like, you know, horsepower wise?
So horsepower wise, I think that you're looking, so horsepower numbers for these, like when they're stock form, you can get them in the 400 horsepower range. And then with the torque is a lot more than that. Say closer to like 600.
Okay.
So if you're just gonna look at an overall combined number, you're looking at something that's like almost 900 horsepower and probably more like 12 to 1300 in the torque range.
And just instantaneous.
Yeah, and the torque is just right there at dead stop instead of having to wait till it comes up to 5,000 RPM.
Yeah, it's just on tap. What about, like, I guess as far as gearboxes and stuff like that, is there any gearbox or like any like? It does have a gear reduction in it, so it does have a standard like differential, you'd say. So inside here, it's a helical style gear instead of like your. But it doesn't have any, like, I know like from the Tesla stuff, it's just, you know, single drive, right? This doesn't have any like 1, 2 or nothing, right?
It doesn't shift gears or anything like that.
I think that's where a lot of people are saying the advantages are going to start coming in later on, right?
When you change the gear ratios on them, you can make them go as fast as you want. They spin to 13,000 RPM.
Holy moly.
I mean, you can see guys doing land speed records with these. They use gear reduction drives and they go 300 miles an hour.
That's wild.
This same motor.
Well, I've heard, I guess, the problem or I guess what they're trying to overcome is braking the actual transmission, right? Because of so much torque.
Yeah.
Not this one per se, but I guess.
I don't have a lot of experience with that, but I could see how you could run into it. Really, all depends on how much battery you put behind it, you know? And that's the limiting factor in all this stuff. I think that the motors, they take a lot. I've seen them take a lot, but it's really just how much battery you can put behind it, and that's all limited to how much you can put on the vehicle.
Yeah. So this has the same, I guess, battery packs as the actual Tesla car, though, right? You guys took that whole cell?
The whole complete assembly.
So the bigger motors, the smaller battery pack, but
yeah,
it still gets the job done.
Yeah.
Do you guys still have the same, like, I guess, things with like the actual Tesla car where like the batteries will get hot and you have to let them cool down, like if you do some pulls?
Yes.
Same thing.
Yeah. So heat management is like big deal. So even when charging creates a lot of heat, and discharging the batteries real fast. So like performance driving, if you're say at a drag strip or something like that, and you just do back-to-back laps, you know, you'll definitely, just like in an internal combustion engine, you'll start to deal with heat problems. And heat, really all that happens with these, it just decreases power. Once it starts seeing more heat, the output of the battery pack comes down. So you just start losing performance.
Okay. Yeah, I don't. The more we talk about what Tesla components are on this, like, I want to see you guys make a video of actually going to like a power station and charging next to a bunch of Tesla nerds just to see their reaction. Be like, "What the hell are you doing parking this thing?"
Hopefully, we do have our charger here that we use, but I definitely want to take it out to a public charging station. Yeah,
the reactions you guys would get just pulling up to one of those charging stations with a bunch of like kind of Tesla geeks would be awesome.
I'm waiting for that day. I'm sure it's gonna happen soon.
So, and then the screen on this, is this a Tesla screen then?
This one is not a Tesla screen. It's just like an aftermarket, like a tablet, basically. And then we're just using CAN data. It has like a CAN bus driver, and we stream CAN bus data from the battery pack and the motors into it, and that's it. It's pretty simple. It's got some cool graphic design elements in it. I don't know if the batteries.
You gotta tell me what the handbrake's for, though. You guys planning to do something crazy with this thing?
Yeah, so the handbrake is going to be functional for digital signals. You can see there it has a pressure transducer right here.
Okay.
And that's just going to give signal to be able to lock the rear wheels and put it in full regeneration for the braking.
Okay.
So I don't know if you know, like in the Teslas or in any electric vehicles, they have what's called regenerative braking. So as you release the gas or you press the brake pedal, it charges the battery. So using that, we'll put it in full brake regeneration and basically stop the wheel. So in effect, giving it the same physical effect as pulling a hydraulic style handbrake.
Interesting. Okay, so there's not actually any hydraulics going to the rear. That's all electronic, or?
Yeah, so it does. So there's a master cylinder on it, and it does have fluid in it, so it does have a feel.
Has that feel, yeah.
Right? But
I don't.
Other than outside that, there's no line coming.
Yeah, because I don't see any hydraulic line coming off. It's just all electronic. Interesting.
Yep. Just the pressure sensor on the outlet, and that's it.
That's gonna be crazy. So do you guys plan on drifting this thing then?
Yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
I can't wait to see that then.
Yeah, man. We'll make it do whatever we can. That's the goal. It's built for fun. So
I guess I kind of almost have to show the back, right? We're kind of going through the whole thing. I guess might have to break these up into a few videos. But this is your charging, port?
This is the factory Tesla charging port. So that's all fully functional. Power cables, the charging port ECU that controls everything through here. That's all retained in the vehicle.
This is kind of interesting. I saw this when we were at that show there. It almost looks, this must be like where the rear seat of the 3 would be, right? It kind of looks like almost like that gas tank of a back seat of a car, right?
In the standard vehicle would be right underneath the rear seat. You lift up the rear seat, and this is the same thing that you'll see. But what this is all the battery management system that's inside. So this part of the battery pack. It has an onboard charger. It also has the DC to DC converter in it. It has a bunch of safety equipment in it for the high voltage. It also has a high voltage contactors.
Holy.
And
so you guys have obviously had that lid off to see what's under there.
Yeah, we've had to make some modifications to it to make it work the way that we want to.
This is crazy. I'm like, I don't know anything about any of this stuff, and I'm sure a lot of people watching are probably in the same boat. It's all just kind of ground-breaking stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people doing a lot of EV stuff, but I don't see it. The only thing that's really special about what we did is that we built our own chassis for the battery pack. A lot of people aren't really doing that because it costs a lot of money, and it takes a lot of skill too to build a frame.
Oh, for sure.
Up,
Definitely.
Usually most people just break down the batteries and kind of fit them where the old engine used to be, or in the back seats, or wherever they can find space, cargo areas. And
then this is the rear subframe out of a Tesla, correct?
Yes. So the rear subframe is a Model S. So everything from the brakes, the axles, the control arms, the knuckle, all factory Tesla part.
That's wild.
And that made it a lot easier for us, when building the frame. Just kind of bolt it up there. And if ever we need anything, just buy factory parts.
I know. I like the fact that you guys kind of spent some time polishing some of those control arms and stuff too.
Yeah, just to right. I was pretty surprised too when I came in and some of those parts were polished. That's Mike. Mike just goes to town.
Yeah, it looks good though. I like it.
Yeah, it gives it just that little bit of extra, I mean.
And those are factory Brembos too?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's all factory stuff. Yep.
So the regeneration process happens inside the motor, I'm assuming then, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yep. In Vegas at the SEMA show, and we weren't going to load the truck back into the trailer because we were going to have it, displayed for another event, and then we decided we were going to try to park it inside the hotel. And coming through the hotel, the lobby drop-off, we collided with another vehicle.
No way.
From a cab and hit our door while we were passing.
Jeez, got under the wheel and everything?
Yeah, caught the wheel too. Caught this stuff.
So you guys are just cruising along and somebody popped the door open?
Yeah, so he was standing there like unloading and loading, and we were driving by and he kind of nudged the door open a little bit further, and there was like this much room. And it just popped open a little bit more when he was like digging in there and opened the door a little bit.
Jeez.
But not that big of a deal, man. I mean, it looks a little shitty, but it could have been way worse, you know?
Yeah.
Imagine if this thing was like off the truck.
Yeah, I hear
The door
you.
on the Camry was destroyed.
Was it?
Yes. So I think we fared pretty well.
I'd say so. All right, so this one is pretty cool. I don't think we've really shown this one when I last spoke with Mikey. What do we got?
So this one here is Ching. This is a 1965 Chevy C10. It's got twin turbo LS1. It's got a forged rotating assembly. So, you know, forged rods, forged pistons. It's got a nice forged crankshaft as well.
What's she putting down?
I think we dynoed it at like 7, just under 7, like maybe 680 or something like that, 690.
And you guys probably have room to turn it up if you ever wanted to.
Yeah, there's plenty of room. Right now it has no boost control on it, and it's just running on wastegate spring, so I think it's like 9 pounds, somewhere between 7 and 10 maybe. But,
if you guys got all forged rotating assembly, that's probably just a walk in the park for that engine.
Yeah, real soon. I mean, it's definitely capable of, you know, 4-digit power numbers.
Wow.
But yeah, that should be coming soon. I think the revamp on this one is going to be new turbochargers from Garrett. These are some Nelsons on here now.
Oh, so you guys are gonna redo the whole setup soon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's going to get different turbochargers, bigger fueling system, new fuel injectors.
Do you guys ever put the hood on this thing?
No,
or is this made to not have a hood?
I don't think the hood's ever been on it since it's been built.
It does fit though, right?
Tim, hood's never been on it? No hood has ever been on it since you finished it?
No, we tried and we didn't like it.
Plus, it looks cool though.
Oh, for sure.
You know, it's just one of those things. There's a lot to look at.
I like these like compact blow-off valves instead of like the big old school massive ones.
Yeah,
I don't know why. I don't know why they just look
keep
cool.
the size down, put 2 of them on there. Kind of takes away a little bit, but you could have. I mean, you definitely could have just put one big one.
But then it would be not symmetrical.
Yeah. So yeah, that definitely looks a little bit cooler.
Right on. And then you guys were just messing with the rear suspension on this thing, right?
Yeah, we did some rear suspension stuff, and we also changed the air suspension management. So different ECU and solenoid block. We used to run an AccuAir unit, and now we're using Airlift.
Yeah, I saw you guys.
For us
you guys just put that in, right?
Yeah. Yep. The other one, we kept having problems with the back. The solenoid pack was always leaking. You know, I don't know if it was debris or if just the valves were just going bad or what, but we just continually had problems, so we decided to go with a different manufacturer and see how it goes. But
so were you guys, I guess, doing different fab work back here to get that in though, or did you have to change much?
There was just like some electrical stuff, and then back here what we ended up changing, you probably can't see it even though this stuff is perforated, is the Watts link. Is what just centers the axle.
Yeah, because I saw you guys messing with the stuff back there.
Inside of the frame. Yeah, we finished that up the other day. I think that's all done with.
Yeah, this is real nice. And then fuel lid here. This almost looks like my Viper.
Yeah, full lid.
That's cool.
The E85.
So, yeah, this thing's probably nuts. So actually, they are going to an event tomorrow, which I'm going to go to. They're supposed to be doing a burnout and maybe taking it down the strip. So.
Yeah, maybe. Definitely doing the burnout, hanging it down the strip thing.
Who's the driver? You?
No,
Mikey.
Mike's doing that one. That's what I'm saying. I don't know about all that.
So I don't know which one's supposed to happen first, the drag strip or the burnout, but we'll see how far she goes.
On the tires, right? So we'll make the burnout happen first, then you can't do the drag.
Yeah, true. So we'll see. But yeah, if you guys want to check out like any of these builds that we're going through here, definitely check out their channel. I'll link it down below. So, but we're not done yet. We still got a few other builds, right?
Yeah, there's a couple more cars in here.
What else do you want to talk about?
We just did this one. This is a little customer build. This came in. It's like an ugly looking. You know, it's just a basic hot rod. It's been through a couple little.
He might be watching, man. Don't say that. You're gonna hurt his feelings.
I mean, he brought it here because he didn't like it, right? He said, "Fix it for me."
You called it an ugly looking car.
I mean, burnt orange. Not my favorite. I'm not much of a Chevelle guy either, but it's not here nor there.
So you guys cleaned up all the wiring though. I saw it had a bunch of kind of hack job wiring. Not the owner's fault, but obviously you get a bunch of different mechanics and shops in there, and they kind of butcher the whole thing, right?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. It just goes through a bunch of people's hands, and some people care, some people don't, and try to make it a little bit nicer for them and give it a little bit more reliability. Put air conditioning in it, Sniper EFI. It used to have a carburetor, so now it's got fuel injection, cold AC, hot heat, even though he lives in Tampa. You know, made it look a lot nicer. It's going to be driving a lot nicer.
Cleaned it all up. You guys have anything else to do on this, or that's about it?
No, we did the AC, the Sniper. We put the fan shroud in here, electric fans. We put a bigger sway bar in the front.
This was a custom fan shroud that you guys made, or?
Yep, Tim made this one.
I kind of like that actually, because most of the time you end up seeing the fans on the outside kind of bulky looking, but this cleans up the look.
I like the flat look. It always, you know, you end up having a large shroud.
Yeah.
But I kind of just like the bump
and
look where it's just
rather
flat
than
instead of the
seeing
motor sticking out.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. That's cool looking. And I guess that one's the latest fun, right?
Yeah, this one is our latest build. Tim's over here fabbing away on this one. Yeah, it's getting a LSX 376 engine, twin Garrett turbochargers, roadster shop chassis.
You guys already fitted the turbochargers, right? I saw you guys had them in here near the
they were
headlights.
mocked up a little bit. Yep. I think that's, I don't know if that's their final resting place, but yeah, it's the final resting place. Yeah, we already mocked them up.
Tim says yes.
Yes.
They're going by the headlights, actually.
Yeah, no, I saw you guys had them outfitted here, right? Like,
Yeah, so the inside light will be an inlet for the turbo, and the outside will be the only one you got that'll actually run.
you guys are gonna kind of utilize the same concept as the Hellcat stuff, right? Like kind of like an inlet. I don't know if did Hellcat come up with that, or were they the originators of that?
Hellcat does come with that but only on one side for the supercharger.
Well, I think on the Demon they actually did the other side too, right?
Yeah.
But
with this one, I wanted to do like halo headlights, like across all four, so that like when it's off, it looks like it's just regular headlights, maybe.
that'll be cool.
We're gonna do a front splitter though, and side skirts and a rear diffuser. We already ordered C8 Corvette seats for it. So
Wow.
the interior's gonna be like all new and modern.
This thing's gonna be cool. And this car's like a shop car, or is this a customer?
No, customer built.
Okay.
Customer built.
Oh, and it's gonna have an SMG transmission.
Wow.
So I'll have paddle shift on the column.
No way. That's gonna be
From
fun.
BMW.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah, so this one's getting a bunch of fab work for the front, smoothed out firewall, obviously tunnel to fit the transmission.
Yeah, I saw you guys doing all that fab work. You guys finally get it boxed in, and yep. I remember you guys went, so far back, and then the drive shaft started getting into the back there, right?
Yeah, here.
And there she is. Nice. So everything is good now, right?
Still in the fab phase. Still plenty more cutting and welding and shaping to do. Definitely early in the process.
And these are the wheels you're gonna leave, right?
Oh yeah. Match the paint, why not?
Yeah, I guess tell me what else you guys have been. Oh, that's pretty cool. I mean, small detail, but I kind of like how they just have that on the back of the frame there.
Yeah, a little branding.
Yeah.
So it's branding for the chassis. So it's a roadster shop spec chassis.
And you guys did that roadster shop. Obviously, it's going to ride better, but what's the, I guess, functionality of it? You can ride lower because it's kind of notched out in the rear.
It rides a lot lower. So the overall ride height is probably 3 to 4 inches lower than the standard ride height of the factory vehicle. Also, it comes with redesigned front geometry, so better schematics, so roll center is better, center of gravity is better, has a rack and pinion steering versus the multi-link steering assembly that it has. What else? It comes with a Ford 9-inch rear end.
Can't see it, but she's tucked up in there.
It's narrowed, I think, 3 inches.
Yeah, I saw when you guys had this thing and you guys kind of carried it in from out back when it showed up. You just rolled the old one out.
Yeah, so all the handling characteristics are going to be greatly improved. The geometry is way different than what it was in the 70s when it was designed.
Oh, yeah.
A lot more adjustability, big durable control arms.
Yeah, it's nice to have those like cam bolts too on the upper control arms and stuff instead of like the old school try to guess where to put the upper control arm.
Spacers and shims.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. And then it comes with those brakes on the roadster shop chassis.
Options for brakes. You can get mild to wild. I think these are 4-piston fronts, but you can get the biggest stuff that they offer from Bear. You know,
oh, those like massive
There's so many
ones.
different options when you buy the chassis.
Do you guys light this up when you finish a build, or?
They're for parties. They're for the parties.
Is that just the transmission that you guys were talking about? It's already bolted up, mocked up?
Actually, so the transmission kind of switched pretty recently. We were gonna do. It's already the third time. No, the second time we've changed transmission options. We were gonna do. I think we were just gonna do like a standard 5 or 6 speed, and then we were gonna do a 10 speed, and then we said no, we're gonna do a 6 speed, and then we changed to the DSG transmission. So I don't know.
What about as far as your tunnel and stuff like that? Is that still gonna be?
This is like the biggest thing.
Oh, okay.
These 10L90s right here.
Yeah.
They're enormous. So there's nothing that won't fit in the tunnel at this point.
10L90. I'm not a GM guy. That's the 10 speed, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's the newer 10 speed, like in the Silverados and stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, there'll be the only other work that'll have to be done to accommodate the transmission to where it is now is our drive shaft length is going to change, and just the cross member bracket that we have to locate the transmission in the chassis.
Okay.
Other than that, it'll all fit out, no problem. The new transmission is a little bit shorter and slightly smaller.
Yeah, that's gonna be cool once it's done. Jeez, I'm breaking stuff already.
Well, I'm not done building, so.
Yeah, he was hammering on this a second ago, so I'm okay. You guys are keeping this color, right?
No, the color's going to change too.
Oh, okay.
I think the owner.
Can I go kick that thing again then?
I think the owner wants to do. I think he was saying a red.
Yeah.
He was saying red. Yeah, it's got a Holley mid-mount accessory drive on it. Holley intake manifold.
Yeah, that new one looks wild that they got there.
Yeah, the dual throttle body sniper EFI manifold is super cool looking.
I know. It kind of gives it that. I don't even want to say it, but that Euro, like Ferrari, Lambo whole
ish
cross plane going thing,
right?
right?
Cross plane. It does have that vibe, but it's very unique. It's cool looking. You don't see them a lot. I've really only seen these on like maybe like 2 or 3 vehicles ever.
All right, so we're back to this is called your clean room. Is that what you're calling it?
Yeah, clean room, storage area. It's multi-purpose.
So
sometimes this could be the dance floor.
Could it? I want to come back when it's that day. This is his car. We were just talking about it. I'll let him explain it.
Yeah. So this one is kind of new to the shop. It's my personal car. It's a 06 350Z with a 6.2 liter LS3 in it. It's a drift car. It's just gonna be a lot of fun.
He's a drifter, so I was already bugging him about.
It's a good way for us to
get me into
have
that
some
scene.
Fun outside of the shop. So take it to the track, beat on it.
You gonna let Mikey drive this thing?
I hope so. He better want to drive it.
So I don't know. I was asking a bunch of different stuff. So it's pretty cool on these cars. I know a lot of guys are probably domestic stuff on this channel, but 350Z. Companies make the actual swap brackets for it, so everything just dropped in. Swap headers, engine mounts, transmission mounts. He's got the original 6-speed, right?
Yep,
6-speed transmission
from the stock car.
So somebody makes an adapter plate to be able to put this in here. I would like to do something like this with the Hemi, but you could probably pull it off. And we were just talking, there's a guy that did it with a Hellcat, but it's like you're gonna be right up against these shock towers.
Way close.
So it's just nice. Like, this looks so nice to be able to take your headers off. You just, you can eat a sandwich while you're taking the bolts out.
It's almost like it's meant to be there.
Yeah, but like the Hemi stuff, like we would be right up against these. And
the cylinder heads on those engines are enormous.
So he should have this done. He said maybe a few months.
Yeah,
hopefully.
I would say I would hope to have it done before March. There's not a lot to do with it, but I don't know. There's always a lot of work to be done inside the shop for customer stuff.
Yeah.
So this is just like when I have free time.
For sure. So that's his build. I'm excited to see this thing go, and once it's running, I definitely want to check it out. And then he's got customer's car, right?
Another customer car, yeah. This is a 1969 Mustang Mach 1. GT. So
I'm not a Mustang guy either, so people are gonna hate me, but
Mustang guy either,
this is a rare breed though, right? I do not
really
know my
cool
classics.
Car. Big classic. You know, a lot of people love these cars. It has a big block 429 in it, which is actually getting serviced right now. It had some lifter problems, so.
Are you guys gonna do anything crazy with this, or just kind of restore it to classic normalness?
It actually has like a bunch of. It has some suspension parts on it, some ride tech suspension. So you know, lowering knuckles in the front, tubular control arms, bigger sway bar. Same thing with the rear. It's got like a nice 4-link in it. But other than that, it's all stock. We did. Oh, the only other thing we added to it was a Holley Sniper EFI. So a little fuel injection unit on it, and that's really about it.
So you're just restoring the engine and just kind of put it back to stock, more or less, right?
Yep. Yeah.
No crazy turbos sticking out of the hood on this one?
No, this one's mild. It's mild. This is actually older gentleman.
That's cool. Still be a nice, clean little build.
Yeah, it still is. I mean, we just put some wheel and tire package on it. Got rid of the old stock wheels. Kind of gave it a little cooler look. It had some 15s on it. Now it's got some 17s.
Right on.
Gave it a little bit of late model flair.
Cool. All right, this guy's got to get back to work. So thanks for having us out here.
Yeah, man. No problem. Thanks for coming by.
Where can they find you?
You can find us at SalvagetoSavage, and my handle on Instagram is ariv33.
There you go. So if you want to check out probably more on his drift build, you can check that out too. And I will link everything down below, but we'll probably be hanging out with these guys a little bit more. I'm going to go to the event that they're going to be at tomorrow too, so you guys will see that as well. So thanks for watching. Give it a thumbs up. See you guys on the next one.